We all start the year thinking, this is the year. This is my time. Maybe you want to learn a language, get a killer exercise routine, or start a business. Whatever it is, you feel good about it this time. You start with motivation and drive, and it slowly fades away. What once motivated you gives you this twisted feeling that almost repulses you, and just as fast as it began, your new dream dies. Well, today that changes, because this is your year. You're just not bulletproof yet. Quick disclaimer, this is not going to be a wishy-washy self-help video. We don't sell magic pills here, because 1, I don't have a license, and 2, quick fixes get you here, whereas tricking your mind into enjoying doing hard things will get you here. What you need is to understand the psychology behind your decisions. Your mind is like a computer, and you can program it to do pretty much anything you want. Or you can program it to. This is where most people get stuck. But not you, right? Well, at least not after this video. The subconscious mind. Understanding this is key. Now, you may have heard of this term before, but let's break it down very quickly. We can separate our thoughts into 2 main categories. First, conscious thoughts. If I ask you to count to 10 in your head, this is you consciously thinking and using your mind to count. Second, subconscious thought. The voice that tells you that extra cookie is okay, or maybe you should stop running because at 2 kilometers it's getting hard. You don't have control over these thoughts, and if you step back, it's pretty scary because you don't have control over most of what you think. Let me show you what I mean. If I put a gun to your head and told you to run a marathon, you think your mind is going to complain and tell you to back down during training? No, because you don't have an option. You have to do it or bang. Both your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are in alignment. But when you give your mind any room, it starts to lose focus. It seeks the path of least resistance. This is why you give up. But once your subconscious mind and conscious mind are aligned, your approach to what you do changes. You become clear and driven. You become effective. But how can we align our subconscious thoughts? And the morning is key. And don't worry, I'm not going to talk about how breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you're hard as nails, you don't even need that shit. But consider this. If the first minute of a YouTube video has no direction, it will fail. Well, if your morning has no direction, you will fail. It leads onto every other moment. So start it with clarity. You should not allow any room for the subconscious mind to even have a say. Look, 1 alarm only, and that's when you get up. You're scared of sleeping through it? Well, turn it up to full volume. If you don't make your bed, make it. Don't brush your teeth? Well, if we're honest, that's another issue. The morning is key. So agree with yourself what you will do and take control of it. But I hear what you're saying. Well, what about everything else? That's where the 1-minute rule comes in. Anyone heard of James Clear and Atomic Habits? Highly recommended if you haven't, but he talks about something called the 1-minute rule. Don't try and aim to run an hour each day. Aim to put your shoes on. Don't aim to write 1,000 words. Aim to write 1 sentence. The majority of resistance comes before doing something, so make it as frictionless as possible to start. Don't set yourself the goal of the whole task, but just the first minute. That way you have no excuse. That way your conscious mind isn't going to struggle and resist. But remember, the first minute is non-negotiable. Your mind will slowly become tricked into starting hard tasks with almost no resistance. But now, unfortunately, we need to talk about the dip. When we start doing anything new, it looks something like this. This is the start of what we call the Dunning-Kruger effect. Despite the off-putting name, it's extremely effective at understanding why people usually give up so easily. It measures confidence against competence. When you understand the forces at play here, you are much less likely to give up. When we start anything new, we gain confidence quickly. We feel invincible. But as time goes on, we realize we don't actually know that much. We descend into the valley of despair. Everything feels hard and we have a sharp drop in confidence. Your initial motivation is gone and you feel at a low. And yes, taking control of your morning and the 1-minute rule is a great start to get further than most people. But with anything challenging, you will hit a low. But this is how you truly become bulletproof. By focusing on the process and enjoying that while everyone else is focused on the end goal. You need to understand that a dip in confidence does not mean you should quit. It just means if you can push past, you're probably already ahead of most people, and it usually gets easier from here. So before you start that thing, step back and ask yourself, am I willing to hold a gun to my head to get this done? Because no one else is going to do it. Support the video by subscribing, and we'll see you soon.